Hello and welcome to Share Talk. Today I'm joined by Yoav Keren, who's CEO at BrandShield Systems. How are you today, Yoav?
Very good, Zach. Thank you.
Well, the
Yes,
deal making continues. You couldn't tell us who it is, but apparently it's somebody very important. What's the latest news?
well, we've just signed an agreement, an extended agreement with a company, a group that is involved in the crypto space, financial company, investment company. And many of our customers actually are not allowing us to announce their name. So we cannot share the name, but it's definitely an important contract. And it's just showing the ongoing trend of demand for BrandShield in different industries, specifically in the financial industry and more even specifically than that, in the crypto industry. There's a lot of online fraud, phishing, impersonation. This is one of the strengths of BrandShield. Our ability to detect these threats and take them down is highly valued by potential customers, and this deal just is another example for that. We already have some other customers in the crypto space like eToro or Simplex and so on.
So it's obviously not Coinbase, but it could be a company like that. These companies, I suppose it's like dating a celebrity that you can't actually use the name, but and everybody doesn't actually might not believe you if you told them. But you have that. Do you think that sort of an anonymity is a slight barrier to the valuation of the company, that people say, well, if I knew what the name was, then maybe I'd be more sort of keen on the stock, let's say.
It's possible. I'll say more than that. Actually, we have a lot others that we are not allowed to say their name. That would be even more, I would say, exciting for people to know that they are our customers. But that's the business. Many usually in the cyberspace, most companies prefer not to allow the vendors to share that they are a customer. And we, as being a brand protection company, we of course make sure to be doing what our customers are asking us. Sometimes they are okay with that. Sometimes they look at it in an angle that practically, when you say you have a security company protecting you, in a sense, it tells the bad guys, beware, we're on this, don't waste your time. I actually believe in that philosophy, but not everyone thinks the same way.
Yeah, so and let's say that people, like they say, well, they understand that you've got big blue chip clients, which is great. The only way of finding out really the benefit of that is to wait for the next results, I suppose.
Yes. Already when we listed, we had quite a few customers, and blue chip customers that we couldn't say their name. We continue getting more customers, and actually one of the things to understand. I know that people really like to see the blue chip names, but the truth is, the potential of BrandShield is actually in those tens of thousands of companies that you probably didn't hear about that have a problem that we can solve. And that's the amazing potential. And that's actually most of the clients that we gain on an ongoing basis, that even me sometimes didn't hear about them before they came over as a potential customer, and they have huge problems that we're solving. So
the other point is actually
that's a great potential for BrandShield.
Yeah, the other point is that I've actually interviewed a lot of, let's say, normal cybersecurity companies, and the stock market hasn't been sort of had the best experience. It's not that confident. Most people on the stock market are old. They don't actually understand what cybersecurity is anyway. So you've got those factors there. Do you think it's possible that actually the fact that there's a sort of an existing subpar space of subpar contingent of cybersecurity companies makes people think that they're tarring you with the same brush? They think, well, they must be like the X, Y, and Z who've been around. They've disappointed us. They've never really got market share. Their margins aren't very good. Their product is sort of a Me Too product. And it's for you to say, the challenge for you is to say that we're the real deal, and we're actually, we're working for the security services. We're working for pharma companies working on COVID vaccines. We're actually, or Levi's, we're working on, serious things. So you may be hampered by the fact that there hasn't been a good role model of people in your space.
It is a possibility. There are some cybersecurity companies that have recently also did a SPAC. and are successful. I think that the difference between BrandShield and almost all the cybersecurity companies that people know about is the fact that BrandShield deals with external threats to the organization. So there's a lot of companies that deal with internal threats, meaning threats that are controlled by the company, that are within the perimeter, on their servers, on their cloud, or their endpoints, computers, whatever it is. The threats that we deal with happen out there on someone else's servers, on social media, on websites, phishing, impersonation. We're quite unique in that space. There's only a few companies acting in this space. This is why this is also a great potential for BrandShield. On the other hand, the threats in this space are growing very fast, are becoming, especially COVID has kind of accelerated the process. So we're much different than most cybersecurity companies that are out there. And I think this is one of the important things for people to understand. And if they have some back view, a previous view of how cyber security companies are, they need to understand that Brandshield is very different. Is a really growing space of online brand protection and online threat hunting.
So as your unsolicited marketing person, I would say that, rather than having hunting threats since 2013, you would say external cybersecurity, the pioneering external cybersecurity company, or beyond the garden gate, or beyond the moat, or beyond the perimeter fence. I mean, I think external cybersecurity probably would be the sort of the tagline.
I want to say something here. This is the threats that we detect against are threats that are easy to understand. This can be a website that is impersonating a company, or someone impersonating an executive on social media. And I'll just give you from the vaccine space, right? As you might know, we're working with the Pharmaceutical Security Institute, which is an organization set by the pharma companies to collaborate on security issues. And we're working with them as protecting different drugs for their members, a big part of their members. Some of them, of course, I'm sure most people know. And among that, we work on protecting the vaccines. So finding impersonation, fraud, counterfeits related to the vaccines of COVID-19. And that's for the major ones. And one of the things that you see, and you may have also seen that I've been interviewed a lot about this in the US lately on TV, and actually spreading the word for people to be careful from the fake vaccines online. And it's very simple to understand what the threats are. Basically, if you see on a website that is offering you to buy a vaccine, it's a scam. If you see someone, an ad on social media offering you to buy a vaccine, it's a scam. If you see someone on social media that is offering you that, or someone is texting you through Messenger or Instagram or WhatsApp and offering you to buy a vaccine, it's a scam. And these are the type of threats that we detect and we stop and we take them down. So that's very easy to understand. Unlike a lot of other companies that deal with all types of, very specific cyber issues that are hard for the common person to understand.
So just to summarize, I mean, would you agree with the sentence that says, in fact, external cybersecurity threats are actually more dangerous and more damaging, not only to the companies involved, but actually to people in general, than the conventional cybersecurity, internal ones?
I don't know if it's more damaging. They're both damaging, right? It really depends on the case. Definitely the threats can be extremely damaging. So one of the researchers showed that one phishing attack on a large company would cost that company on average about $1.4 million US. For SMBs, a cyber attack can cost about 50,000 US. It's a combination, so it can be internal or external. I think what's happening in the world is that since you have a lot of successful cybersecurity companies that are protecting the perimeter of the organization, it makes it harder for the bad guys to infiltrate the systems. it's more easier for them to start a website that performs phishing and deceives their customers or their employees. It costs nothing. Or starting a social media user costs nothing. It's really, or if it costs, it's really nominal, right? So it's only their time to spend to perform that fraud. It's much cheaper than doing all the others and fighting the strong cyber companies that are out there. And this is why you see this growing, and that's the potential for BrandShield, because we have a very, very deep technology that allows us to detect these threats and take them down at a very quick manner.
Yoav Keren, CEO at BrandShield Systems, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.